yeah, from like I was like when I came out, I was going to like clubs in Cardiff, and then I moved to London when I was 18, and I think it wasn't until like the last like 5 years or so the spaces started. Like I noticed spaces starting to disappear anyway, and spaces that like had become really important to me. And I guess that's the first time. So then, and then just reflecting on all those times where spaces have been crucial for me. So like when I come out and I could go to Cardiff and then be in like a club, in a gay club, and how like awesome that was when I was like 16. And so I guess that's like a massive thing. And then kind of like reflecting on how we are usually in non-queer spaces, like most of the fucking hours in the day. And yeah, and I guess like how for me, I think all of our achievements as queers have come from having those spaces where we collectively come together. You know, it's the idea that, not that I'm saying like gay marriage is necessarily something that like should have been fought for at all, but like in like the idea that people almost contradict, say, oh well, you can get married now. Is it like, do you still need a gay bar? Like you can kiss, like as if we would have even come close to having gay marriage if we didn't have queer spaces to start with. We can come together and talk and organise and like fight for things.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, what would you say, Ollie?
Yeah, like that, and also like kind of that there's power in being like absolutely relentless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of kind of creating alternative spaces whilst fighting for spaces, and as you said, like the ways in which the Fudger campaign became like a self-help group and like a kind of a monster of its own, like could take on a life of its own beyond the Joiner's Arms, and kind of not that is a replacement, but like that it's kind of like these two things are parallel to each other and they occur at the same time. And and the fact that like spaces are still incredibly important despite what they tell us, that like now we can get married and therefore we don't need to go out anymore, and like there's, you know, like the facts and figures show that actually it's not because of the lack of demand clearly, but and that there's something about like the actual materiality of spaces that like really embodies queerness in a way that marriage and all these other things can never replace, I guess.
And for me, I think in terms of like, so the idea of like marriage, or then you also have like, oh, you like this grinder now, so you can just like hook up on it. But like that's all focusing on being queer with others, whereas a big thing about spaces as well is just yourself and and being queer and being like true to yourself and feeling comfortable. And I think that nothing can replace that. Like there's no app for that. There's no like you know, I don't like, it doesn't matter if if you're fucking someone or you're married to someone, you need to like, you need to be able to express yourself and understand yourself, I think, and queer spaces give us that.
But also like in the sense of like queer spaces is a specific thing that isn't like a necessarily an LGBT bar. So there's like something like weird about like the fact that it's, I think that, I mean, I don't feel safe or at home or queer in heaven or whatever. So there's something about like these kind of anarchic kind of spaces that the David Pollards of the world, that was a specific like breed of queerness that he embodied, and he seemed to like embody and promote that isn't something that you can recreate, but just opening like an LGBT bar basically.
Can we unpack that? Do you want a cup of tea with me?
I'm okay.
Sure.
I'll have a tea, but we...
No, because I need a coffee as well.
I'll have coffee.
Let's do the next question, because I've got to stop it every 10 minutes. I know, because otherwise I can't upload it. I'm so budget on this shit. Yeah, can we unpack that a bit in terms of the embodiment of queerness? Because for me, it's like one of my favourite things / learn is like, I've never, maybe I have, I just can't remember. I've never met a twat in the Joiners. I've never met someone who I don't get with. Everyone I've ever met in Joiners or Joiners meetings has been sound, and that that definitely wouldn't be the same if we were like friends of GAY, or whatever. It would be like, or like you have conversations with people in whatever other gay, but some people are cool. They're usually just like, I was bored now, maybe. Everyone I've met is sound, and that's because of the embodiment of the queerness. So what is that embodiment? What is that? And let's unpack the queerness. And like you said, it doesn't have to be in an LGBT space.
That's the $1,000,000 question, I think.
What is that queer life world? That book about dancing life worlds
Oh yeah,
talks really well about it.
amazing. You know that book. Yeah, I
Such a
like
good
that
book.
book because that first time I came to Julia's meeting, you read that book
Really good book.
when you started.
About
that
queer
book
life
before you-
worlds. Queer life worlds. I've got a book
Yeah.
in there.
I wanna read that. I don't know what it is, but like, there's definitely something about it being political and about it being like not just bigger, like almost like bigger than us, like something that is bigger and more than the sum of our parts and than what our words and descriptions can encapsulate. And there was like a sense of that in the joiners in terms of like that there was something more to it. I don't know, and it was playful in a way that it wasn't that the GOY isn't playful. It's serious. Like,
Yeah.
serious people who take
That's
themselves
Yeah, that's
seriously.
so true. Yeah.
And the joiners was like kind of a parody of that,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
but also had a bigger message about like what it means to fucking be a human being interacting in the world. Like I don't know how to explain it.
No, it
Except
makes
for
loads
that.
of sense.
Mm.
Makes loads of sense. Ah.
Yeah, I don't think I can put it into words, but like, yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, like you say, yeah. Let me stop that there. I'll put the kettle on.